Welcome to another casted game of Age of Mythology Retold. We're here on the beta weekend, playing AoM for the very first time in casting games. We've seen a whole bunch of skilled players already this weekend, and it just keeps getting better. We've got two titans of Age of Mythology scene, Chemo up against Nakamura RTS. I've had people in chat asking, hey, you gotta check these guys out, and here we are. We're gonna see it. We're starting off with the blue. This is Chemo. He is playing Poseidon. And we've seen a lot of Poseidon, particularly opening up with the stables into a lot of cav raiding out on the maps. We'll see if that's what Chemo goes for today. I would imagine so. And on the other side of the map, I would say probably the Norse meta has mostly been a lot of Odin. And Nakamura RTS is going to be playing Odin. So two very, very good players, and of course they're just getting in here on this beta this weekend, and I'm sure it's going to be fun. Now I've been out on the ladder having a lot of fun playing a lot of Isis. That's been my favorite civilization with the Egyptians. I also enjoy playing Thor, or I'm sorry, Loki is the one I've been playing. Those are two probably my favorite right now, but let me know what your favorite are, either in Twitch chat or down in the comments section. You're watching this over on YouTube. But I'm looking forward to it. And honestly, those weren't civs that were necessarily the ones I played in the OG either. Just what I ended up playing here and Retold. But let's check out what we got going on. Okay, let's talk about these two civs. Look at this zoom, by the way. Oh boy. Yeah, we got some zoom going on. When you look at Poseidon, got some nice bonuses for his cavalry. That's what we mentioned. It's very common age up. Go for upgrades for cav. You see stables going out raiding. Very common thing with Poseidon. When you look at Odin's when he built his temple, going to get 2 ravens out of that, some scouting ravens, and generally we see a lot of tempo and pressure coming out of Odin. It doesn't look like this is gonna. Let's double check. Sometimes it ends up in the form of a forward base. Sometimes not. And you actually look at this, he's going for the forward deer already. And to be, if you're going to be going for the very forward deer like this, you're probably making military going to be playing aggressive out on the map because, you're going to be pretty susceptible to some raiding. So that's going to be in an in-map, or rather in-base temple there for Odin. And we'll see how he macros as he moves up to the next age. Of course, the Norse, you always got to choose between the dwarves who specialize at gold gathering. They cost gold to train. And you got to choose between the gatherers that are your traditional villager you might know and love. So he is trying to move around. We'll probably see, I don't know, maybe a longhouse when he gets to the next stage. You now actually have a choice to choose. Between it's the longhouse and is it the Great Hall? Is it the Great Hall? I've already forgotten. We'll see in a second. Crystal says he's played 10 matches, still can't understand counter units. I will try to help you understand that. So let me know if you have any questions about any of the units you're seeing on screen here today. I'll try to break them down for you because it certainly is confusing. I've got enough just intel from playing AoM growing up. See lure being used. Now hold on a second. Is that his second time using lure? No, it's the first time using it. Okay, so that's going to lure animals into his town center. Logs. It gives a little few chickens as well. So you want to use that right by your town center when you do it. The Norse guy. Okay, we'll talk about the Norse and we'll talk about some of their units, what they're good against, and what they counter. So this will be a good opportunity. So the first unit you're seeing out here on the map, this is the Hersir, and they all get different names. They get unique names, so don't let that confuse you. It's their hero unit, okay? So it's a hero unit. It's melee. And in Age of Mythology, oh, this is the lovely thing where it just freezes every single time, but it'll come back to us in about 10 seconds. In Age of Mythology, that's a nice zoom. The hero is good against the myth unit. So myth unit's going to have a negative multiplier against them. They're going to have a positive multiplier against myth units. So that's going to be that. But they're considered infantry, right? So if you want to counter both of these, you'd want counter infantry. Rather it's an archer, like maybe Toxotes if you're playing Greek, or rather it's axemen if you're playing Egyptians, or maybe throwing axemen. Now the Berserk is kind of a generalist. It's good about. It says it's kind of good against everything, so it's kind of like a mainline infantry. It's kind of all around, doesn't have like a hard counter per se. Now we also see the glowing units you see, no matter what civ they are, they're going to be heroes. So we got Theseus is out here. That's the Greek hero. He trains he gets a select few heroes that he will train at his town center. And then look at that. That's a myth unit. So myth unit, that's going to get countered by a hero. But he'll come out there. He could take some shots at the Berserks, would be quite well. Let's see what's going on over here. So we got a Great Hall, 2 Great Halls. Okay, so Great Halls is a new building in Age of Mythology Retold, and specifically, you can train your cav out of it. You can train your heroes as well, so you could get some more Hersir out of there. But yeah, typically you're going to see lots of raiding cav coming around, and that's why I anticipate seeing this game. Okay, so we've got a stable in base, so kind of what we thought we'd see for Poseidon. A little bit of a wall segment to try to force some choke points. You can see the special attack for the Centaur does this this area attack with the arrow volley. That's the special attack. They have cooldowns, and they'll activate periodically. You can manually trigger them if you turn off the auto trigger. And that's a Valkyrie coming on in. That's a Norse hero. And there we go, raiding cav. Of course, just like most Age of Empires games, they're going to be particularly good against ranged soldiers. They're going to be good against archers, good against villagers. There's really what we want to use them a lot for is raiding, right? So going to be good for going against archers. The circle is typically archers are good against infantry, infantry are good against cav, cav's good against archers in most cases, but there's sometimes a specialist unit, so kind of throws a wrench in those plans. Wait till you see the Atlanteans, and it really gets confusing. Everything's a counter unit with the Atlanteans. Nikias, thanks for the raid. I hope you had a great stream. Welcome to our casted game. Live ladder game, 2 giants of AoM. Let's see what they're able to do. Now, Chemo's forced back to the berries in his base, and this is a slower gather rate, so this is not ideal. But he's just trying to get away from the raid that was out on his deer. So Nakamura coming in here, gonna be using that Valkyrie plus the raiding cap, picks off a villager, gets 2 villagers, gets a few 1, 2, 3 villagers. So very, very good raid there for Nakamura. And he's just kind of circling the base. He's gonna just keep on move around the outside, keep him off of the resources, not really commit to killing buildings. That's what you're gonna see. And then the Valkyrie also heals. That's something to consider. If you're having issues spectating live games, make sure you refresh and like join a game right away. You want to join a, you don't want to like wait for the list to get stale. Okay, so we see 2 longhouses. This is where you train your infantry with the Norse. Now, they've got the herdman. The herdman specifically, as it says on his tooltip, only good against cavalry. So the herdman's a specialist unit. And then you've got, you see me throwing axemen? He is not. So that's pretty much the units we've seen so far. Hopefully those counters make sense. Let me know if you got any questions about them. And we had a forest fire activated while I was looking across the map. So that forest has been burned down, as you can see there. And if you look at the military count, 42 plus 22, Chemo is way behind on the military. And I'm not sure he's gonna be able to turn this around. That snowball is just gonna keep going. It's hard to kind of catch up once you get down in numbers like this. Takes an arrow volley. He's trying to dodge it, and he's going to be able to. Of course, the Hippias are going to be stronger than the raiding cav, but tough fight, tough fight. He's really pushed off. What will happen over time, gets pushed off resource more and more, is he'll start to run out of the bank to keep up with the reinforcements, while meanwhile, Nakamura, he can do whatever he wants. He is the run of the map. One thing, if you're playing Norse, you have to be very cognizant of moving your villagers to the next hunt at the right time, because you could be like doing really good, like busy microing, doing your front line, and then suddenly, you know, your guys are sitting here idled at your ox cart. So you gotta kind of look ahead to like, where are you going next? Always be thinking to the, where's my next hunt going to be? Where's my next food source going to be? Very, very important thing. And it's not Gyron. That's just that's the Chemo. That's just his Centaur. They have that special ability. Nice, cool arrow volley. Yeah, look at it. Continues to use that. Okay, we see some herdmen running in there, along with some berserks. Nakamura really bringing the pain to Chemo here today. And he's just continuing to circle around with the raiding cav. All over the place, and that's gonna be it. Chemo not able to stand up to that one. That's gonna be a short and sweet one. Nakamura, just as I had mentioned with Odin, just coming out really aggressive, going double Great Hall, spamming out the raiding cav. And you know what really happened here is we see double stable for Chemo, but he got pushed off of his deer first, and he didn't really have, he idled out on his food and wasn't able to just like keep up with the military production. Became a major point. But with that, that's going to be the conclusion of this game. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment below, and I'll see you in the next one.